Hey all! Today I'm starting the first in a series of beginner's guides aimed at helping new players navigate their way through the game with ease. So we're going to start at the very beginning here with character creation as well as world creation. Character levels, inventory, and other character data is saved separately from the maps you play on, so you can take any of your characters to any map, including multiplayer maps, and your items and data will come with you. The only time this doesn't happen is when leaving a creative world, where your character will revert to the state that it was in before entering the creative world. When you first start up the game, you'll see this start screen. You can choose between single player or multiplayer. Any of your previously created characters or maps can be opened in either mode. With single player, you will choose your character, then choose your world, and you'll be loaded directly in. In Steam multiplayer, once you choose your character, you will be given the option to join via IP, join via Steam, or host and play. Joining via IP is usually reserved for servers, however you can join someone's hosted game as well. You will enter the IP address in the bar at the top and then click Start to join the game. You can also join previously accessed IPs from the box below. Joining via Steam allows you to join directly from your Steam's friend list. The list shows all of your Steam friends whether they're currently playing the game or not. You select a friend's name to join their game. Make sure that they know you're joining though, as joining a friend's game will pause their game until you have the game loaded. Host and Play starts a multiplayer game hosted on your computer. Once you select Host and Play, you'll have to select one of your maps, and you will then be given the option to use a Steam connection or an IP connection, adding a password, and changing the player amount to a maximum of 125. Remember that this is running on your computer though, so if you have a lot of people on there, it will cause a lot of load on your system. When you first start the game up, you'll need to make a character to play with. You can do this by selecting New in the Player Select screen. You'll start on the body screen where you can select either a feminine or masculine body type and your skin color. And the next tab is your face options where you can select face shape, eye color, and eyebrow color. After that is hair, where you can choose between different hairstyles and hair colors. You can hold down your left mouse button on your character image and move around your mouse at any time to rotate the character image. At this time there's nothing in the Others tab, but in the future it's where you'll be able to add facial hair and face paint. And the last tab is the Type tab, where you choose your sex and race. Sex has no bearing on the gameplay at all, however the races do. There are currently 3 races in CRAFTOPIA. Human was the first race in the game and has base stats and no bonuses. It gains default experience, which is faster than that of the elf or demon races. While there are no actual classes in the game, the bonuses and detriments for elves give them more of an advantage with magical pursuits. You can customize the elf ears on this screen as well. Elves have a negative 5% to health, but a plus 5% to mana. They also do 3% less physical damage and gain only 90% of the experience. At level 15, they also gain a 6.2% damage increase for arrow damage. At level 30, they gain a 5% damage increase to magical damage, and at level 45, they begin to regenerate mana at a rate of 0.5 mana per second. Demons have customizable horns that you can choose, and they're geared more towards physical damage, as they have a plus 5% increase to health and a negative 5% increase to mana. They do 3% less magic damage, and like the elves, only gain 90% of the experience. At level 15, they get a 3% bonus to unarmed damage, at level 30, they gain a 5% increase to melee skill damage, and at level 45, they begin to regenerate life at a rate of 1 life per second. Once you have selected your race, you'll be unable to change or modify that aspect of your character. You can, however, change all appearance aspects of your character at any time by clicking the pen icon to the right of your character in the select screen. Once you've completed your character creation, you'll be taken to a cutscene where you push the red button to begin. Once the first scene is complete, you'll have to move up to the golden braziers for the next part of the cutscene. And once that one's done, walk through the portal to begin your world creation. To create a new world, click the New button at the bottom of the screen. You'll have to enter a world name and then choose how difficult you want your world to be. You can also change the world difficulty at any time in the game, and there are 5 different difficulties. In the Enjoy difficulty, enemy life is halved, and you only take 1/4 of the damage. You lose hunger points at 20% normal and receive no damage from starving. In Normal difficulty, enemy life is 70% of normal and you take half damage. You will lose hunger points at 60% of normal and will take 1 point of damage for every 15 seconds when starving. However, you cannot die from starvation. Hard difficulty is the original difficulty in the game. There's no modifications to enemy health, damage taken, or how quickly you lose hunger points. You take 0.5% hunger damage every 15 seconds while starving. However, you also can't die from starvation in hard difficulty. Very hard difficulty has bosses at 2 times life and other mobs at 3 times life. Players have a 1.75 damage taken multiplier and a satiety loss multiplier of 1.1%. Players will take 1% of their life in damage every 15 seconds while starving, and they can die of starvation. Hell difficulty is the hardest, with a boss health multiplier of 12 and other mobs at 18. Players take a 5 times damage multiplier and lose satiety at a rate of 1.5 times normal. When starving, players will take 2% of their life in damage every 15 seconds and can die of starvation. Once you've chosen your difficulty, you'll have to choose your game mode. Normal worlds are the intended gameplay for the game, while creative mode is more intended for testing out farms or builds without having to use farmed materials. Upon leaving creative mode, your character is reverted back to the state it was before entering in that world, so keep that in mind when making yours. Creative mode has many different settings that you can use to modify it. Free build mode changes inventory crafting into a list of all possible game items that you can obtain, while playable mode runs similar to normal world but with the creative settings applied. There are several settings only available in creative mode. You can access these settings from the creative mode select screen before you load your game. Quick craft allows you to craft any items without materials. The starting age selects which age you start in, though with quick craft on, you don't need materials to age up. When the world map is restarted, the starting age will revert back to its original settings. With Immortal mode selected, your character can't die, and with Invulnerable mode selected, you don't take any damage. No Hunger mode means that you don't lose satiety points, and Infinite Stamina mode means you don't lose stamina, though your pets and mounts will. You can also set the in-game time to a certain time, and although the days and nights occur, the sun or moon will remain in the same position in the sky. On the Game tab, there's several more settings. You can select the default island level of all the world's islands, select a starting player level, gold, skill points, life, mana, stamina, and enchantment points. You can also toggle building damage, and also a mode where only the host in multiplayer has the ability to build or place items. Once you've completed your world creation, it'll show up on your world selection screen, and you can select it to go into the game. And that's everything there is to character and world creation. We will get more into the gameplay and other things in the videos to come. If you have any questions or comments, you're welcome to join us in our Discord in the link below, or feel free to leave a comment on the video as I do answer those as well. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, click like and subscribe, and have a great day.